lovely people of the interwebs. Welcome back to my journey to, as I decided, 1 million kilometers in this beautiful old, not even really old, Volvo FH460. Yeah, let's jump right in. By the way, our driver is called Jim McJimmers, so welcome back to Jim McJimmers. And yeah, let's jump right on board. Let's go. So here we are again. One thing. Yesterday I noticed when uploading the recording. Oh, I think we need to sleep. Didn't I already sleep? But it's blue, so yeah. Anywho, I need to switch off the truck and put him to sleep. Oh, I think I need to move a little bit. Well then, maybe because it malfunctioned a little bit. Hello? Okay, I can sleep. What I wanted to say was... okay, no, it's okay. I thought I already slept. Well, anyhow, I noticed yesterday when uploading the first files or the first video stream that things are quite choppy and, well, shaky actually. And I noticed that I had switched on because I'm recording the video in itself with the headset to relieve my poor computer of some of the load, and there was some image stabilization switched on. And I think this image stabilization caused a bit of the choppiness. Also, I optimized the video settings a bit more. So, actually, my computer is pushing roughly in the neighborhood of 75-ish frames. But it's in total, so it's roughly 30 something per eye. The recording from the headset is running with like 30 FPS, and I don't know why, but somehow in all that mixture and stuff, it ended up to be like what you saw yesterday. I hope today is better. I tried it a little bit ahead of time, so I switched on Euro Truck Simulator, optimized some settings, looked around. 50 here on the motorway, which is actually not realistic because in Austria the minimum speed on the motorway, even in construction sites, is 60. So the minimum speed you're supposed to go. Oh, I switched in a second to switch on. Yeah, switch off the extra mirror. That was my keyboard, which is hard to find. Okay, here we go. Yes, from the graphics settings I did earlier. Well, it's 60 on the motorway, so even in construction sites, that's the minimum speed you need to go to be legally allowed. Even your car needs to be able to keep up that speed at a minimum to be legally allowed to go on an Austrian motorway. Anyhow, with the optimization and stuff, I hope it's better now. I tested it, and I swear what I've seen, it's not perfect, but considerably better. So, yeah. I hope it's not as vomit-inducing as yesterday, because seriously, it was... Okay, where do I need to go? Digital? I don't think we have the digital. toll. Simply go through there. It says trucks. Let's hope for the best. Yes, worked. Oh, it looks amazing. Time and again, Euro Truck Simulator is absolutely cool. If you have the opportunity to try it in VR, like I said yesterday, do so. I'm pushing some tricks, so I have some tricks to optimize settings. For example, you will notice, I think on the video, it's more pronounced than for me in the headset. There's a slight, in the corners of the videos you will notice there's some slight fuzziness or whatever you want to call it. This is some image optimization tool I'm using. So in the headset I barely notice it. Actually I have to say I really don't notice it at all. Which uses some cheaper rendering techniques at the corner of the picture, where VR headsets are not that great anyway, because you're usually focused while looking straight on to the center. You're looking a little bit to the left, like to the corner of your eyes, but then you have the borders of the headset anyway, so I really don't notice it. People notice it a little bit. But it's one of the tricks that saves a lot of performance. It's a cool tool. So if you are using VR, it's called VR Perf Kit, and I'm actually using a mod tool. I need to look up the name, maybe I remember. So I can provide it tomorrow, or with the next driving cycle. Basically, I can switch between various optimization techniques. Also, I'm not using any kind of Steam VR that's really not that well optimized, so I'm using Open Composite, but with a switcher tool, so I can conveniently switch in a matter of seconds without changing any DLLs or whatever, from Open Composite to Steam VR, because some older games require it. I also got Cat VR. Cat VR is a platform, a sliding mill, where basically you can walk while being pulled back. So it's like looks like a little bit like a giant wok. Your woks are the Asian cookingware. I'm standing in. It's rather cool. I'm a total VR nerd and freak. And whatever I can pick up and somehow afford, I usually do. Well, anyway, with the optimization, I will try to remember to check out what this really, really cool and convenient mod tool is called, because what it does is it automatically scans my games library and offers four different types of VR optimizations optimized for each game, and one of them is the VR Perf Kit in this the fork, which one guy created a while back, and this works quite well for me. Also, I'm using like I said, Open Composite, so I'm not using Steam VR at all. Then I'm using the native overclocking of my graphics card. So I'm pushing pretty much everything to squeeze a decent experience out of my hardware, which also consists of an older Ryzen, which is usually not the bottleneck here. So I'm checking my CPU. Mostly the CPU is at like 40-50% something. I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, and the RX 6750, which I would consider the minimum to push a headset like the Pico 4 in decent quality. So for example, in AMS2, my most favorite racing simulator, I can get a consistent 90 FPS, 85 to 90, and then it's really fun to drive. But that's also the reason why I'm recording my headset, to put some load off of my computer, and kind of works well. So at least until I can upgrade my computer considerably, I will leave it like that if the video quality is good enough, I'd say. Anyhow, so let's get back to the reason why what I want to do here while watching this beautiful evening on our way into Germany. Like we just crossed the border into Germany here. You may have noticed, all the one viewer who saw yesterday uploaded my first video, and I checked today, and I had like 5 views, but I think like 4 were me checking my video if everything worked out. And after noticing, sorry if you have some noises, I needed to adjust my headset a little bit. Anyway, so for myself, I found out that this thing for me talking to the camera, or me talking to basically an empty room, kind of worked for me. I was not sure if I'm the right kind of guy for that. So I was in my headset right above my nose, tickling me like crazy. The choice of VR. Anyway, so what I want to say, yeah, that this worked out quite well for me, so I was surprised. So like, will it be like, strange to hear myself on camera? But then kind of was good for me at least. So I was like, yeah, sure, okay, can live with that. And so I thought like, and I actually enjoyed it, which I hoped a little bit, but did not expect. And today I was really looking forward to do another recording. And so I thought to myself, okay, let's give this a little bit of a direction. So driving around is actually very nice. I'm also in my real life, I do enjoy road trips a lot. My wife and me, we really like those. But why not give this a little bit of a goal, so to speak? And so I thought like, what can I do? I enjoy driving in Euro Truck Simulator anyway, so why not try and drive 1 million kilometers? It's quite a bit, but then I have so far driven roughly 60,000, 70,000 with this truck. I think it's doable. I will want to do it with this truck actually. Maybe we change along the way, I'm not sure, so I don't be too hardly focused on that one, or too much stuck on that one. I really like the Volvo, but maybe it can get boring over time. Would be cool maybe then to optimize another truck. Anyway, I checked out the original miles of this truck when we started yesterday our stream. I quickly need to pick up my mobile phone, which is good to while not seeing anything. Great idea, should have done that before. I checked out the actual miles. You know what? I will do it once we stop for our next break. Okay, tank is half full, and we are halfway through our next resting period. Anyway, I will check it out then, but it was 133,800 and a little bit. And so I'd say we take that amount, and if it's gonna be this truck, we drive it until 1,133,000. So this from 33,800 and whatever. And if we should change the truck, we write down the number which we have and finish the remaining kilometers. Why kilometers, not miles? Hey, it's my native kind of, not currency, but my native measurements, so it's a lot easier for me, and also it's Euro Truck Simulator. I think the million will be roughly something around 600,000 miles, so a fair bit. Lights are off. Anyway, 600,000 miles, fair bit, and when you consider the world of Euro Truck Simulators in a scale 1 to 20, it's like 50,000 real kilometers, which is a fair bit. And also 50,000 kilometers, like 35,000 something miles, I think. Yeah. So we have some road ahead, so to speak. So it's really a little bit. But I think it's also kind of a little bit of a cool challenge. And I thought, okay, with every video we simply do one waking cycle. And one waking cycle, I found out I usually drive somewhere in the range of 500, 600, 700 kilometers. Really depends on the area, the road conditions and whatnot. So I'd say 600 on average. So it's gonna be 1,666 videos. I think somewhere between 1,500 and 1,700. Maybe even more, maybe a little less, we will find out. On some days I think I will do it that way, when I'm motivated, that I do several cycles like I do also when I'm actually playing the game, like I did so far. But I will try, I will upload mostly one video. Why are you stopping on the motorway? Seriously, it's like real Austrian drivers. Things I've absolutely experienced on the motorway, on my way, when I was going somewhere. So it's a really real simulator, very good, well done SCS software. Actually, they are not that far from here, so they are what I have seen from Poland, and so it's several hundred kilometers from here, not even that far. So they know us pretty well, so they know how we drive, obviously. I like that. It's already one of those really, really beautiful evenings. This is what this game does so well, this feeling. So it gives you that feeling of an area, of a time of the day. It catches kind of that, what it transpires, for me at least. Such a calm, peaceful thing to do. Anyways, we are now on our way to hopefully 1 million kilometers, possibly in this truck, so get used to the interior. I like it in this black and white. It's one of the reasons why I chose this truck. I bought it used from the used offerings which I had back then. This was one of the really good ones. Yeah. The thing I'm going for here with this stream is there are all kinds of streams already out there and videos and stuff like that, covering all kind of stuff. I'm sure there's someone who does a long and consistent drive like I am planning to do. But well, if you're happy to come along with me, you're very well invited. And the vibe I'm going for is like, I like road trips, really do a lot. And there's these cool moments on road trips when you're simply sitting there, enjoying the vibe, looking at the scenery, being a little bit to yourself, maybe talking with someone, maybe not, but all is just, everything is just a little bit sweet. It's kind, thank you. Anyhow, and it simply flows. So if you know what I mean, that's the vibe I'm going for. So sometimes I will talk, tell stories, whatever. Maybe sometimes simply be quiet, simply drive. Whatever the mood is of a certain day. Sometimes I'm happy, sometimes not so much. Yeah. Also, I don't want to promise that I can upload or record every day. I will try to be consistent because it's also something I dislike. I should go a little bit slower. Dislike if when someone overpromises and underdelivers. So basically, let's do this and that cool challenge, and it basically ends after 3 videos or something, and you start to get invested. It's always kind of sad. And a little bit one of the advantages that came with my age, I'm not that old, but mid-40s, so I have a little bit of an idea about me, which you might want to have if you want to join this trip. Anyhow, with age came consistency. So when I was younger, usually some ideas popped into my head, and sometimes I followed them through, sometimes not so much, depended. But as I got older, I got more consistent. So I think I can, to a somewhat okay degree, promise that we follow these things through. Main things that can happen, simply life, illness, whatever. And it's a bit of a commitment I'm talking about here. But if nothing too bad happens, let's do this thing. Maybe, and I don't mind too much if it's like 5 viewers or 5,000 or 5 million. It's kind of a thing I do for myself, but invite everyone to come along with me and enjoy whatever it is we are doing here. I think what I would do if I watched such a stream, which I did in the past myself, not stream, I'm always saying stream, it's a video recording. I did enjoy play-alongs. Sometimes even a little bit hard to drive and still communicate, at least in foreign language. Anyhow, let's plays, that's what they're called. So, switched on a game of my own, like Minecraft or whatever it was at the time, and had some streamer or some YouTube videos going in the background. Back in the day when Minecraft got really popular, for example, there was a German guy, or still is, he's called Gronk, in the German area, is quite famous, and I really enjoyed watching those things while playing myself. So maybe you are even driving yourself and simply have that on a second, at me with my YouTube video on a second monitor running, would be cool. Kind of driving in a convoy, but not. But not really. I'm also curious how many times we will see the very same roads and areas, and as this whole thing is being recorded, we then can check it out. So we can. So I did not. There's another thing. I did not start a new game, a new career, whatever, because I didn't want to work my way up again. I thought, you know what, we're all, or mostly, I think, grown-ups watching this. So I have already some discoveries on the map. So I think like 20% or something of the map is already discovered. So far I have all of the DLCs. The new Icelandic one, I'm really curious when that comes out, but I think area-wise I'm completely covered, at least with official things. I'm not that much into modding games. At least, yeah, Not at least for this thing here, so I want to keep this original. Maybe some, whatever, weather effects. After a while, we will see. But no heavy modding, no area extensions or customized truck stuff and so on, so I think at least. Oh, nice drive. What do you think? So far, well, we're not that far off of our next race. Well, that went through fast. Really fast. Yesterday I noticed that this driving cycle ultimately was roughly then half an hour and 1.8 gigabytes of data. So the recording my headset was at 1.8 gigabytes and I think like 30 something minutes. It was ultimately with me burping a little bit before starting and after stopping. Also something that's not really welcome, at least, overtaking on the right lane. I know there are some countries where it's absolutely okay, not so at least in Germany and Austria. It makes people somewhat unhappy. But then sometimes you have someone going on the left-hand side, not making a move to the right-hand side whatsoever. Yeah. I'm really curious if the stream, the recording now looks better than yesterday. In my headset, I have to say, but it was also yesterday the case. Hey, look, cool, a train. It was fairly smooth and is actually at the moment fairly smooth, so it's pushing, I'd say currently somewhere in the neighborhood of 75-ish, maybe 80-ish frames, I'd say, yeah, 80. So I'm curious how that how that will be on this on the video then. Throughout the days it's usually a little bit lower than we push usually in around the 75-ish range. Hope I can provide a somewhat decent viewing experience. I'm doing my very best, but I think it's gonna be a bit of a learning curve. Look at that in back mirror, the Milky Way, how nicely it's put into the game. Although I'm not sure if you can see the Milky Way from Germany that well, at least. You know, I also see a little bit of the Milky Way. Maybe could be. Well, need to look that up. One other thing, I think with that many driving cyclists ahead of us, we'll have some neat time talking about all kinds of things. One thing I thought was maybe later on, not now, because views are way too low, so there are not many people here now. Maybe will never be, I don't know, we will see. But if there are some people and if you're motivated, we could, you actually, you could put questions or thoughts or funny things below the video, and I can go through those things and pick up some topics for the next driving cycle, prepare some of the things, think about those. Maybe you have some thought-provoking thoughts, whatever. I'm usually quite open-minded, though not everything needs to be my kind of, let's put it this way, I can very well live with opinion that opinions that are different from my very own. Although there are some borders, but we will find out about that, or I can explain more something. We will see where this whole thing leads. Maybe. Okay, I need to go right here. Let's do that then. A lot calmer driving today than yesterday, which is not that hard, as it's just a motorway, and I need to, as long as I somehow can hold the steering wheel, not that much of a danger ahead. Okay, and we are also running, not running out, but diesel is going to get tighter now. It's one thing I noticed, this engine actually really happily eats through the petrol, because my load is not that heavy, as you might have seen. We just have a yard which is like 6 tons. The trailer is quite heavy I'm using here, but all in all not that heavy. It's not the most efficient of engines, it's a very strong one, but at least with my private cars I noticed... Oh, I'm getting tired now. Okay, then I will take this off-ramp and simply go to that sleeping area back there, and tomorrow, or the next day, search for a petrol station. I hope I don't forget, because with that engine I already had this problem quite recently, that I was pretty much out of petrol. Ah, you knew that I'm coming. Let's put in the handbrake. Yeah, let's enjoy the scenery while we are waiting. I think ETS2 is really programmed in a way that it always changes the light to red when I'm on my way. Seriously, I have been at so many red lights. Barely ever are they green or stay green until I come here next red one. I should go to the inner lane. Good thing if I stop the stream very soon. My voice is getting raspy. Because I already had some repairs. I can fix my truck, that's a good idea. Because it has some damage. Okay, can I get in here without damage? That would be so cool. Yes. Let's get the truck fixed, the trailer. We have some damage anyway. Okay, here we go. Get some maintenance done. Service recommendations. So we exchange the wheels, 12% wear, 10% wear. No, we are not that rich yet. We need to be a little bit conservative. One new garage and the plus a truck, and the account balance is pretty much done. Now let's have a sleep, because otherwise I forget tomorrow and get annoyed. Yeah. So, okay, that's gonna be tight. Will it recognize the sleeping area anyway? Yes, it does. Great. So then, thank you for watching today. Thank you for coming along. Hopefully you will join next time as well. I wish you a great whatever midday, evening, or whatever it is at your place. And welcome back very soon. See you. Bye-bye.